Content creators talking about skit making in the country. Away from that one, as Afrobeat moment takes on the world, topping the chart and getting international accolades, Nigerian gospel is doing the same in its own way. Now, today on the show, we'll be talking about the infusion of pop culture into gospel music, and we'll better talk about this is a person that I know as a culture architect, Akintunde Ibuye, also known as Gaise Baba. Good morning, and thanks so much for joining us on the program this morning.
Thank you so much. It's cool, it's amazing to be here again. It's always nice to be here.
Talking about this pop culture and music generally, what's the relationship between the music and the church?
The church is the source. I mean, the church is like it's like the nursery, right? So in agriculture, you know, in the seed stage, your plants are in the nursery, and from seed it grows to a certain level, and then you transplant it and move it into the farm or eventually the forest if it is an oil, a cash crop.
Okay.
Right. So the church is where the light is grown, where the light is developed, where you are discipled, and then everyone then finds their own places of function, as the case may be.
Well, Akintunde Ibuye, the name and Gaise Baba, it's very interesting having, I've seen some of your works.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with this particular the collabo you had with Tope Alabi. Particularly, absolutely.
That was a dream come true, actually, to work with a veteran, a legend. Tope Alabi was everything. I really loved it.
So what's the passion behind that particular song?
What's the passion behind?
So that they're making to sit.
I'm trying to bring something out because behind that particular song, the song is particularly,
and the passion.
Like, you have something there. Maybe you should enter studio. No, boy. I mean, it was just I knew I had the opportunity to work with her.
Okay.
And I wanted to find a midpoint between both generations and between both sounds, because her sound is more indigenous, more middle age, right? My sound is younger, is more urban, more pop. So to find the right balance between those two sounds and those two genres is what we tried to do, and I think we achieved it.
Absolutely. I also love the fact that you're a pop culture artist, and you said, I listened to one of your interviews where you said some of the music in the church remains in the church. Why?
Yeah, I mean, the church needs music.
Okay.
So there's music that is necessary for the church, but there's more to Christian music than just temple music. I call it temple music.
Tell us more.
So temple music is music that is needed for congregation, for devotion, for adoration. So when people of faith gather in the house of faith, then there's music that is needed to connect with their creator, right? But there are other expressions of kingdom music, of Christian music, of people that have to go outside of the four walls and engage culture and engage the city and engage different spaces and different facets of life.
So how do gospel artists tap in this that you've just explained?
The sound.
Yeah.
The sound is remarkably different. So if you hear Theophilus Sunday, or Nathaniel Bassey, or Dunsi Oyekon, and then you hear Limo Blaze, or An Endless Ocean, or Gaise Baba, or Great Man Takit, or Prince Emmanuel, you can tell that the sound is different. So even though the message is alike, is close, it's still about faith and about kingdom themes. The sound, the sonical feel is different because we are speaking to a different demographic.
So talking about the sound, I want to understand you very well about. What's that unique selling point? Is it the sound that makes it different? We grew up knowing about Olorioko. Infinity.
Yeah.
So,
interesting that you bring that up, because today is Saturday, so in 5 days from now, we're having something that is called Odyssey of Bold Hearts, together with the Netherlands Consulate, where we're celebrating contemporary faith-based music over the course of the last 40 years. Because we're not the first to do this. There have been generations before us. There's been Dr. Panam Percy Paul, Bucci, Rooftop MCs, Midnight Crew, Infinity, Dekunle Fuji, T.Y. Bello. So many people have come before us. And so we are celebrating this journey and this sojourn of boldness, and those who have pushed the frontiers and the boundaries of faith-based music, to show that there are other sounds and other expressions of faith beyond just temple and worship and praise, you know.
You're yet to answer my question on that sound.
All right. Yeah, I mean,
what is that unique selling point in that sound?
There's Afro pop, there's Afro fusion, there's alternative, there's rap, there's spoken word. There are different.
Because I watched one of your interview where you even quoted the scripture. You made mention of Psalm 46 verse 4.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
Psalm 46 verse 4 says, there is a river whose streams
makes glad the city of God. Okay.
So we are of the stock that have to engage the city. There is the platoon that will stay within the four walls of the church and lead God's people in the worship of God. But there are others as well who have been graced differently and who have to step out of the walls and engage the city, which is why we're doing.
How do you engage the city and you don't lose focus? Because that is very crucial.
Oh yeah, definitely.
At this time.
Definitely. It's a function of discipleship and consecration. You know, it's the same way Daniel was in Babylon and he didn't lose focus. The same way Shadrach and the other two guys were in Babylon and they didn't lose focus, because their consecration was solid, their discipleship was solid, right? So the fact that they were in unfamiliar territory or out of Judah, right, did not make them lose their Jewness. If I put it that way.
Okay.
So if light enters darkness and fails, then it's a question of the efficacy of the light. It's not that darkness is powerful. If light is powerful and is solid, then darkness can't comprehend it.
So the light must be solid.
The light must be solid. The consecration
must be solid. The light does not have a solid foundation?
And that's the problem, because even the word says that if the foundation be shaky, what can the righteous do? So you have to ensure that your foundation is solid. You know, if you are not sure, just stay inside, because outside, that's battleground, man. I mean, you have to. What you said is very true. You have to be certain. You have to be. You have to be certain and assured that what you carry is authentic and is solid. That's when you can engage as you are led, and then you would be able to penetrate the spaces that you need to penetrate and expand the frontiers of the kingdom.
There's this argument on how gospel artists build the church when they are asked to come and perform.
Yeah.
What's your reaction to that?
Well, I don't have a lot of interactions with church in terms of church invitations, right?
Okay.
Church invitations are, those who deal with that a lot more, that's the platoon that is invited to lead worship and lead praise. A lot of our interactions are on the outside, like I said. So we're engaging with embassies, engaging with consulates, engaging with the corporate world. We're having the 6th edition of Aramanda Festival. Okay. This
you also get there, and
you know, so those are our that's the core of our interactions and our engagement. Is more primarily on the outside, reaching the people. Armanda is ticketed, so maybe that can be a conversation, you know, but not so much in terms of like church invitations and.
So you don't deal much with church invitation. Is that what you're saying?
Not so much. In fact, recently my invitations in church are more about speaking, because I mean I've been quite vocal recently within the last 1 to 2 years. So people.
But you should be a voice to those who are criticizing some gospel artists who come with bills, and it's becoming a bit crazy at this time.
You know, each space should speak for itself. So the leading voices in that platoon,
okay,
which are names that I've called earlier, I'm sure that they'll be here soon.
If I invite you to perform now, can you do that free?
Can I do that free? Yes, I can. That would be an exception.
Okay.
Yeah, because the standard practice is you are going to remunerate an artist for engagement.
So how do you keep the body and soul?
No, I said the standard practice is you are going to remunerate an artist. So that's standard practice. So if you say, can I do it free? That is a possibility, but that would be an exception. That would be an exception to the rule.
You're a bit diplomatic.
No. Like your question is if I charge.
Okay.
Yes, I do. That's why I said that's standard practice. But
what if I don't have money?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There are exceptional cases
where
you make an exception for certain people. But people shouldn't make a demand of that. You don't have a right to demand that.
Tell us more about Aramanda.
Aramanda is an urban festival, music and arts festival that it's for people who love God and love to have a great time, love to vibe. So it's spirit and vibe. You get, so it's our 6th edition. We've had 4 in Lagos, 1 in Abuja. It's called the biggest Christian party in Africa.
Where you have a lot of Christians, non-Christians?
Yeah, everyone is welcome. Like, we have people come through, because it's a vibe. Whoever you are going to enjoy it. It's an exceptional wonder for a reason. It's called an exceptional wonder for a reason. I believe that you are seeing on your screen what kind of vibe it is. So there is more to Kingdom Sound, and people can have.
I know some of your hit-up tracks like Olulano,
Yield, Elijah Level.
It came up like some months back.
Yeah, Elijah Level is actually about 2 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's still very fresh.
It's still very fresh. And let's do a collabo this morning before I let you go.
You want us to sing together?
Let's sing together. Let's feel the vibe.
Which one do you want to sing?
For me, I like particularly.
Ain't nobody like my daddy. Just taste and you will see. Oh yeah, take this as an IV. You can come and join our family. Whether they like them or they not like, eventually every knee will bow. And so if I were you, I'll proclaim Jesus now. To live is Christ, to die is gain. So I live my life to proclaim your name. And when my time on earth is done, my highest pride is to hear well done from you.
But I want to take the chorus.
Particularly you.
All right.
That's it.
Aki Ade Iboye Gaise Baba.
And that one is the more important one.
Thanks so much for coming.
Thanks so much for having us
on the show this morning.
I hope